Guys, happy Friday. Hopefully I'll be back on Monday. Um, that is the hope. But what you guys are doing, you need to take out a copy of Beloved and your notes. I want to go over a couple of things that are going to be important to know as you go through these next few chapters. These are some tough chapters, okay? So stream of consciousness, it's important to understand what stream of consciousness is, how authors can use it to convey specific purpose, okay? So it first assumes that the human mind is a constant stream of thoughts, associations, memories, reactions, and reflections, okay? So specifically focusing on associations, right? Which, some of you understand this when you're trying to read Beloved, and all of a sudden your mind goes from one thing to another, to another, to another, and then you've read the same passage 20 times without actually having read it, right? That's oftentimes how our mind works. And so it's assuming that, it's this just constant stream of thoughts, right? As a point of view, it attempts to mimic that stream of the inner workings of the human mind, okay? So when we read stream of consciousness in literature, it's meant to essentially mirror the way that we think, okay? Sensory details and perceptions are jumbled with conscious and half conscious. Okay, so we have thoughts, feelings, memories, associations, reactions. Some of these which are consciously thought, some of which just it's almost automatically, right? Automatic associations going from one thing to another. So it creates the effect of a chain of reasoning based on association. It can seem sloppy, disorienting, random, choppy, right? You're probably going to read it and say, what in the heck is going on, right? Because again, that's often how our mind works. Although it seems confusing, chaotic, disjointed, you have to remember that the details are specifically selected. Okay, the characters or the narrator's psychological associations determine the order of ideas and details, what is and isn't revealed. So even though it seems random and it seems like there's no real specific order, it is, right? There is a specific intention. It is purposeful, right? There is a clear order of ideas and details, and that's what you have to pay attention to, right? What details do we see? What details do we not see? What's the order of the associations in the character's mind? What is this telling us about the character and their psychological state, okay? Elements of stream of consciousness. We have subjective, associative perspective, right? Again, things are associated, one thing goes to another. We have long passages of meditation or self-reflection, sentence fragments, right? Lots of incomplete sentences and sentence fragments, or run-on sentences where the sentence goes on and on and on and on, right? Oftentimes we'll see several compound complex sentences, and then a reliance on imagery and sensory details. Again, just like we've kind of seen throughout, where specific words or memories or images are associated with that scene, right? The butter churn that were referenced back over and over, referencing the scene with Hallie, right? The sycamore trees. Some of these different scenes that we have, right? The specific associations, right? Alfred, Georgia, what was happening in Alfred, Georgia, the rain, right? Specific images and scenes and senses, again, meant to echo kind of how our memory works and what sticks out to us in those particular memories. Okay, so this is kind of an example of what you'll see in these chapters. With Morrison, she specifically in certain parts of this, she doesn't use punctuation, right? She uses spacing instead of punctuation. Lots of repetition, right? The capitalization is weird. It's odd. It's off, right? And we have certain things that are repeated. Pay attention to what she's repeating. Pay attention to the phrases or the words or the beginning of sentences that she's repeating and what she's trying to say, what she's trying to convey about that particular character. Okay, stick with it. You guys are reading chapters 20 through 23 for class on Monday. Just so you know, if you're totally lost, you have no idea what's going on, hang in there. On Monday and Tuesday, hopefully I'll be back, we're going to be doing kind of some group presentations with these chapters. So we're going to pick them apart, put them back together, figure out what's going on. But in order to do that, you need to make sure to read them. Try to come up with as much as you guys can, right? Attribute meaning to these chapters. Try and figure them out on your own. But then on Monday, don't worry, we will go over it. We will be unpacking it, okay? So hopefully I'll see you guys Monday. That's the goal. Get going, get reading. You have the rest of class. to be working on reading these chapters for Monday. Okay, have a fantastic weekend. Make wise choices as always and get going.